Okra is one of the easiest crops you can grow in your vegetable garden. You can plant okra in the spring and it will keep producing fruits all the way until the frost comes. Okra is a very heat tolerant plant. It grows well during the middle of summer and it doesn't require that much water. Okra is in the mallow family, which means it's related to things like cotton and hibiscus. And if you ever look at the flowers on cotton or hibiscus versus okra, you'll see a lot of similarities there. Just like cotton, like I mentioned earlier, okra doesn't require a ton of water. It also doesn't require a ton of fertilizer. So it's a pretty maintenance-free plant once you get it going. Okra is great to eat. You can cut it up and fry it. You can make okra and tomatoes and pour it over rice. Or you can put it in gumbo like our friends over in Louisiana like to do. Okra pods are best when harvested at about 3 to 4 inches long. If you let them get much longer than that, they can get kind of tough and they lose a little bit of their eating quality. But at 3 to 4 inches long, they're very tasty. They usually have to be picked or cut about once every other day. Okra requires a soil temp of at least 70 degrees to germinate. You can start it from seed, plant it with something like our garden cedar, or you can start it from transplants if you want to get an early jump start on the spring growing season. We like to plant okra in double rows, but we've also done it in single rows on drip irrigation sometimes. The double rows work really well if you're trying to save some space in your garden and kind of get the most bang for your buck out of a certain area. Around here, the 4 most popular varieties of okra that are grown are jambalaya, red burgundy, Clemson Spineless, and cowhorn. Now out of those 4, our 2 favorites are the jambalaya and the red burgundy. But we've certainly grown our share of the Clemson Spineless and cowhorn over the years. The jambalaya variety is the best if you want to be the first to market. If you want to have okra before anyone else does, get it going early in the spring, the jambalaya will definitely start producing okra faster than any of the other varieties. It will start making okra pods at even around just a foot tall. The downfall to that is it does require a little bending over to harvest it until the plants get taller. But if you want to be the first one to have okra, that jambalaya is a great variety for you. The red burgundy is also a great variety that we like. The pods on it are a little more slender than some of the other varieties. Now the red color will go away once you cook it, but the red color is very eye-catching if you have a market stand or you're trying to have something a little more eye-catching than the traditional green okra. The red okra is a great way to go. The other kinds, the Clemson Spineless, which is probably the most popular among most of the farmers around here in South Georgia. That's what everybody has grown most of their whole life. It has a little more rounded pod, doesn't have the spines on it. And then you have the cowhorn variety, which is an heirloom variety. And the cowhorn, the benefit to it is you can let the pods get a little more longer before the okra becomes tough and kind of inedible. As the warm growing season progresses, you'll notice that these okra plants can get quite tall. Some of them, 6 upwards of 7 feet. Some of the old timers around here talk about how they used to crop the lateral stems on the okra. Now, all that really does is make the plants taller. We don't really believe in doing that. We believe that the more leaves the plant has, the more photosynthesis can take place, and the more fruit production that will occur as a result. So cropping the leaves just really makes the plant taller and doesn't make the plant any more productive. So if you've been gardening your whole life or you just started gardening, definitely give okra a try. It's one of the most easiest things you can grow in your garden, one of the most productive things you can grow in your garden, and it just doesn't require a lot of input once you get it going.